Alright, and we are live. Alright, hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Or if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I just hope you're having a good day, I guess. Let's go ahead. Yawn already. Hey. So, not gonna be really much progress today, and this is also gonna be a relatively shorter stream compared to what I've been doing. All I'm doing is run around the maps. I should pull up my chart. Oh, Necropolis. Um, okay, this is fine. Where are we currently on the map here? So, I get the chest in here, which I think this is the one I'm missing. Like I said, it's a night stream. It's gonna be a relatively shorter one. It's only gonna be a couple hours at most. And the intention with this stream today is that I'm just gonna be catching up on cleanup, whether it's character banter, trying to get some more character banter in, along with, okay, no, that's that one. Along with like picking up any chests or items or upgrades. I was debating on whether I was gonna stream today or not, and I just figured, why not? Have some fun, do our stream stuff, and get a chance to finish up on some stuff in a video game without having to focus too much on all of it. Okay, that's maybe a different one. That guide. Well, that one is actually a bit more intuitive to use. Because The option is either I could use a guide to find some treasure chests and while I'm running around, or I could just run around and hopefully find something. Like I have done that already, but it's not the most intuitive thing in the world to do. It's not exactly the most pleasurable viewing. Guess we're just gonna have to roll with this one and okay, I see how this layout. Okay. Ah, yes, there we go. Okay. Let's just turn all of these off. Those. Oh, those are the braziers. Okay. Yeah, we don't need to worry about those. Side quests. Already have done side quests. Those are the companion points. That's good to know, actually. Okay. As soon as I found out I could turn some of these filters off, that made it a lot easier. Okay. Perfecto. All right. This makes this all the easier. So, all I have to do now is... Okay, did that. Yeah, I found chests that are not even on the map, unless that is considered. Okay, well, I already got that one, so. Perfect. Okay, so I'm actually in a location where there can be a companion interaction, so let's try and trigger that. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today for the next few hours, give or take. Whole bunch of running around, triggering a whole bunch of dialogue, going back to the lighthouse after every excursion, trying to see if there was dialogue, extra dialogue we found, stuff like that. Okay, so there. This one. Got that. That one. Okay, I think that's the one I am missing here, but I'm going to run around a little bit more extra, a bit more extra, which is proper good English.
Everything's calm. Looks like the candles worked.
Oh, that's cool. It's a neat detail that it shows that it actually is working. Oh, look at that. Watcher scribbles, I never thought the Shrouded Halls would reopen in my lifetime. It's said during the last minute of every age, each statue in this hall comes to life and speaks a single declaration regarding deaths yet to come. I should like to see that. Must remember, just in case I'm deceased by then, ask and will to have my corpse led down here with when the date arrives. Well, if that is true, that is actually really cool. And this should be the last one here, right? Oh yeah, 100% discovered. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and turn out the chest filter, and let's have just a companion and a ratchet filter on. And we're just gonna do a little bit of run around to see if we can trigger. What the hell's going on? I'm gonna see if we can trigger some more interactions between these two fun characters. I'm also gonna see if there was anything more to do in the garden. I'm here.
That door over by those vases. Was that here last time?
I don't think so.
Ooh. Secrets that aren't yet mentioned. Okay, I need to find more flowers.
Someone's left flowers here. That did it.
Sit down backwards. No one saw that. No one saw that I was an absolute fool. All right, let's see. Oh boy, more reading. Paths of Glory. To the creators of Paths of Glory, a game of high chivalry and warfare across Thedas. I have played 29 sessions of your game with the rules set out in your current compendium. While they are crudely adequate, I have drafted the following improvements. Implement them immediately if you wish to become the superior product for intellectuals of discernment. The advancement bonus the Orlesian Chevalier receives when in formation with 3 or more allied units is both a gross simplification of movement and flagrant nonsense. Give this ability to the Orlesian Cavalry or those wretched Ferelden war dogs. Number 2. I was disappointed that you've increased the dice used for the Templar's suppression of magic's arcane and are no longer implementing triumph or failure charts with percentages cross-scaled to each Templar's equipment in years of training. This removes all the subtle little strategy of earlier editions. Do you intend to pander to Lackwitz? Reverse this at once. 3. The artistic portrayal of the Demon of Rage is atrocious, and the rest of the interior illustrations are indifferent at best. Dismiss your current artist and return to the one who rendered the death of Queen Madrigal of Antiva in such exquisite detail in the frontispiece of your previous volume. Number 4. Necromancy remains severely underpowered. I will detail how to accurately portray its true potency in the following subparagraphs. The color goes on for 5 more pages. Oh my god. I've met people like that. No, Siri. No, sorry, Siri. Goodbye. Thank you.
Someone left some games here.
Huh. All right. Well, see if we can get a few more triggers for these two funsies.
How does someone become a Veil Jumper?
Simple. You survive Arlithan Forest.
That's it?
The energies in Arlithan are wrong. Like, reality got scrambled. It's dangerous. Not everyone can stand it.
So if you can, then you've got what it takes. Sounds a lot like Grey Wardens.
Except for the archdemons and griffins. Oh, wish we had a few of those.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a lap back to the center point. In theory, that may or may not trigger a few more interactions. We'll see. And then from there, we'll move on to the next area. One could almost call this the character development / filler episode. I don't have enough time tonight to go ahead and say, let's go finish the game outright. But I did have some time and I wanted to stream, so that's why we're doing this. Oh. Right there, huh? And hit up that point just in case. Okay. I just added checks on my end. We are all good. Love the look of the necropolis, by the way. Normally, Necromancer's note, I've heard complaints of sand here is impeding work, but consider we are too deep for it to be from the surface. It falls endlessly, yet its mass does not increase nor decrease. This is because the sand trickles in from the fate itself. It's all incredible experimental. It's of incredible experimental value, and anyone caught hauling away just to erect some scaffolding will be chastised most severely. Touch not my sand. I will touch your sand, dude. It's in the way. Can't stop me. I'm also a necromancer here. I also have the power of the skeletons. Oh. Not looking. Looked away. And suddenly the game said, don't go that way. Oh, that's right. This is a one-way path, isn't it? Alright, get up here from here. Yes, perfect. Oh. Oh, it's this room. Just because I can, and for funsies.
Have the vows in the vault.
Okay. Well, Acropolis is 100% discovered. So we'll go ahead and head back to the lighthouse to see if we got logs. All right. A few potential interactions. Let's check those out. Also, people might notice I'm talking a little quieter today. Partly because that last night's 4-hour lore session reading was a lot more taxing than I was expecting to be on my voice, so
Rook,
yeah,
when's the last time you slept?
way too long, man. So I'm trying to keep it a little easy and talk a little light and not a lot. That's why this session's also gonna be short. You guys,
I can't even read some of these books. I wonder what they say.
Do we really want to know?
Sure, the world can always use more knowledge about...
No, I mean you and I. Do the Dalish need any more rocks in our history being turned over?
yeah.
Feels like we're a little late on that one.
All right. Next one. Yep. Actually, let's go and leave that on. How is the stream looking? Looking. All right. I remember that when I lean away from the mic. I get used to that. Okay. Fix that right now. Why? Maybe. There we go. Maybe that. Yeah, that fixes it a little bit. A lot, but a little bit. Nope, don't do that. Why a third monitor would actually be very helpful. All right. Yeah, let's rock this one. I really like the look of this one. Hell, I might even rock this in the end game. Nope.
Why are you so angry at Emmerich?
Because the Bleeding Heart keeps interfering with my work.
Your crappy magic killed people.
If you find me objectionable, do what Volkaren never could. Destroy my remains and end it all.
Emmerich said that would let your spirit escape. Are you trying to escape?
Of course I'm trying to... No.
You're such an intellectual, you are an idiot. Oh, straight ahead. At the song. You give the shake. I give you. Touch.
All right. Magister Asthea's on possession, and the dream journals of Sanarek. Bet I can get my hands on those.
A reading list?
Studies on demonic possession. Attempts at removing spirits, or both. Because you wouldn't try something completely reckless.
Not when I have such incentive to succeed.
Good boy.
I've wondered something, Harding. Might your lifespan be extended, bound to the Titans as you now are?
I don't know.
Well, if it's true, and you find yourself wondering about the years ahead, I was hoping...
Since you're a lich, we'd be friends forever.
I'd like that very much.
You know, this is actually an interesting thing. It's an interesting concept of like immortal characters or long-lived characters, right? Relationships are inherently different. Now, not to say that a short-lived person or a short-lived thing or cannot have an impact on your life. I mean, hell, I had a dog that sadly passed away earlier this year that I had for 15 plus years. That is over half my life. And that had a huge impact on me, for example. And that also had a huge impact on my dad and actually a lot of my family. Not only when she was around, but also when she passed. And also we do feel her absence. And there's also, you know, plenty of friends or family, like whether they are only around for a short period of time and they actually pass away, or they're just, you know, they're gone from your life for decades at a time or years at a time. You know, I've like in this last year, I've reconnected with friends that I have not spoken to in literally a decade or more. But with that being said, if you were like a long-lived being that is going to, let's say, live for 1,000 years, like the Asari from Mass Effect, or if you're actually essentially inherently an immortal being that in theory is going to live forever, relationships would be weird for you, because on one hand, it's easy to say, oh, you would stop being human, you would start looking at things in a very cynical manner. But I like to believe that a lot of people would stop looking at it that way and actually would be far more hopeful. Now, it's the same vein, it's a similar reason why a lot of people, like myself included, like, you know, eventually I'm going to get another pet. Eventually I will get another, you know, another dog, for example, that probably at best is going to live for another 15 years and more than likely will not live to that much, as long as my previous dog Sophie did. Probably it's only going to be around for a decade or so, give or take. Now, I don't necessarily view it in that cynical manner of, it's only me a decade and I tough it out, right? Not so much like that, but I do view it in that way of like, okay, once they're gone, then there's gonna be an absence, and then we have to figure out a way to fill the void in some shape or form. But you know, myself, by the time I am no longer around, you know, let's say I live for 100 years, I'm gonna have anywhere from 4 to 6 plus dogs in my life, if we go off that logic, right? I might have like a handful of dogs, just using dogs as an example. I'm not saying it would just be dogs, but just using that as an example. Throughout my life, I'll have about 4 or 5, maybe even 6. Assuming there's only one at a time. And I don't know, this is one of those weird things of like, that's a different relationship each time. And if we look at it from their perspective, I have a friend that is the same age as me. And let's say if I, you know, remained friends with that person until our, you know, final days, that would be a person I have known my whole life, right? Those type, not only is it like, you know, a friend with a dog, like if you have like a relationship with a dog and like, you know, that family sort of way where you're being your fur baby versus, you know, just having a friend, you know, that is a different relationship. But that is also something inherently different to view in the sense of, okay, you have someone as a long-term friendship like that you could have for most of your life. You know, that is a much different relationship than, unfortunately, someone that is only here for a short time, for better or for worse. And in this situation, you know, assuming Harding's going to live forever, let's say she lives for 1,000 years, obviously Emmerich, especially right now, is looking to try and find companions that will be long-lived. You know, people that could be friends that he could check in on, because I don't know, there's like the show Frieren that kind of tackles this concept a little bit of like, you know, if you're a long-lived being, sometimes you view things in a longer manner. So you're more willing to be stationary and like, oh, you know, hang out for a decade in a village because it's whatever, it's a decade. Whereas everyone else is go, go, go. It's been a decade. Let's get out of here. It's interesting to view things like you from that perspective of something that's going to be long lived. Sometimes you might view things differently, or maybe you don't, or maybe eventually you will. But I don't know, it's always fascinating to me when you bring in characters that are going to live longer than humans' lifespan, of like what that perspective does bring, you know, the changes you see. I mentioned this before a while back on another stream. The show Sandman, again, I can't remember if this is in the comics or not. I only read a very, very small at the beginning of the Sandman comic and never bothered to go back to it, fortunately. So I don't know if this character is in the comics, but in the show, there is I forget his name, but like he became the Sandman's, you know, Dream's friend, where he became a human friend that, you know, he made a deal with Dream. Hey, I'll meet up with you every 100 years and we'll decide if you like immortality or not. And Dream met up with him for like 4 times before the main plot. I won't spoil what happens in the later portions, but like the first 3 or 4 times, it was very interesting. Or not even the first 4 times, it was like the first 5, 6 times, or how many times it was. It was interesting for Dream because like he's meeting someone that never was supposed to be immortal, but now is, and how this man is constantly, you know, optimistic about, oh, I like being alive, I like living. You know, oh, everything fell apart. You know, oh, like, hey, thanks to you, for one time they met, I was able to gain a bunch of wealth, and you know, I am the richest man in Europe, and all this stuff, all crazy stuff. Next time he meets, I lost everything. People thought I was a witch, an angry mob. Next go around, hey, I come back as my long lost grandson, you know, that I had in a secret affair and all this stuff, and now I've taken all my fortunes again. It's interesting how, like, you know, one, the comedy aspect of having to come up with different ways of your character being like that guy having to essentially try to inhabit the same role. And it's a fun thought experiment to try and figure out, like, if you were ever found out that you would be immortal, how would you handle that? How would you handle things? How would you view things? You know, how would you go about going throughout your life and everything, and also like interacting with family and friends and people. But it's also like they don't really touch on too much. They brush over it. It seems like the guy after the first couple 100 years stops really having like personal relationships, or if he does, he doesn't bring it up that much. Because it seems like, you know, okay, after you outlive like your third partner, it can get weird, and it takes a lot to kind of get back to that point of falling in love with a love again, or, you know, falling for someone again, or being interested in someone that way. Not to mention the weird aspect of like potentially starting another family again or anything like that. So it's like, again, it's kind of like where we bring back I remember like Omni-Man's argument at the end of Invincible, where like he says he views, and I get what he meant in the moment, but also I understand that, like, him saying, oh yeah, I view your mother like a pet, is not so much like him actually viewing her as a pet per se. He's viewing her as like a pet in that sense of, I'm going to outlive you by like a blink in my lifespan is your entire life. and I'm going to go on for the rest of my days well past you being around. It's one of those I don't know, one of those interesting thought experiments. And I'm just like, I love this concept, and I would totally love, like, I remember like that game Lost Odyssey that kind of tackles this to a point, but I would totally love a game that can tackle this. Is what I'm really hoping that new Exodus game tackles, at least in its own way, the idea of you outliving people, like you're like an immortal being going through time and space, and like seeing cultures rise and fall and changes in history and in the world or worlds. I know it's a cool concept, and I really like this idea that, you know, if Harding's going to be around, that, you know, Emmerich will always have a friend, right? Not to mention, you know, I don't know what happens in this game, but if Solus is a thing that can still be interacted with, you know, that's also an option. No, but I'm really, really interested in what I really like this concept. Excuse me. Well, let's head up Arlathan. And you know what? Let's continue this thread and see where this one goes. That's what was definitely done. Okay. Oh, I don't know statue, so I'm just looking for a chest. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn everything on. I might I thought about maybe trying to go and pick up all the like the last bit of codex entries I don't have. But considering that I'm pretty sure that most of the codex entries that I have and mementos I have, with probably a few exceptions, are probably the last chunk of this game, I think we'll be fine. And even if I don't pick up everything, again, we'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's not the end of the world. Not sweating it too bad. Hell, half the reason why I'm doing this is, one, just so I have like a in-between stream, because I had some time today, so doing this now. But two, more importantly, there we go. Had the wrong map up. I'm not too concerned about the codex entry. I'm pretty sure we grabbed everyone, if not most of them. And hey, we beat the game. I may go back on my own time at some point and take a look at some stuff just to verify, and we can go from there. For now, I should. But for now, we're just gonna take this as is. Probably the one right here. Yeah. But we're gonna run the hard way there.
We need that report Irilyn was asking about.
Rook, I heard you destroyed that nest of monsters. It was a big help. Thanks.
Alright, for some reason I can't talk to those guys. Find them.
So, you and Hezenkos used to know each other?
We were students together, then partners in work.
It's always sad when friends become enemies.
In Johanna's mind, the Watchers betrayed her first by reining in her experiments.
The Morn Watch has rules about doing experiments?
We hold ourselves to the highest of conduct.
So we need to go straight ahead.
Nice one!
Alright, so straight ahead. Got it.
We're not alone.
Oh, my health is gone.
Ranged incoming!
We're under fire!
Bluey.
Ah, well done.
Okay, I read that one before.
Looks like there's a mystery here to
No,
solve.
I did not. Oh, it's solved statue. Okay. Oh, shit. I thought that was one I read. My bad. Let's see what happens if I make them all look inwards.
This must be one of the statues mentioned in that journal. Let's see if we can figure this out.
Whistles. Right. That was this simple, but up chance. statues lined up with each other. Okay, so we turn this. Okay, so okay. I get it. They all glow. There's a statue I'm missing? Part of this bullshit. You. I was missing one.
That one, quickly!
So that's the mystery of the statues. A demon?
I dare say it was a trap. The statues were bait.
Why?
Well, the statues look pretty old. Maybe it was from the war with Tevinter?
You might be right. The
Yeah. Just try and hit up some more companion interaction points, and then we'll this area done.
elves tricked the enemy into thinking the statues pointed to treasure or relics, and then, bam! A demon smacked them in the face. They booby-trapped Arlathan.
Those sneaky elves. You can't trust any of them. Damn knife ears. And we're gonna at a point now in the near future. Well, not near future. In the future, where we're gonna have like actual elves, whether they're like Vulcans or space elves or actual just elves show up somehow. And they're gonna watch like random videos, like either this one or other videos, or play games where they just see people like playing Baldur's Gate or other shit where like, ah, damn knife ear or whatever. They're just gonna see that and go, like it's in the same vein of like if robots when they eventually become sentient, how are they gonna feel about like seeing all like the robot war stuff we do? How are you? There.
We got company.
Ow.
Excellent aim, Harding.
Good going.
Ow.
Excellent. All safe?
Much here, so we'll go ahead. Yep, this spot. I don't want to track that. Here. If I can't trigger a bunch, there's supposed to be a whole bunch of points that trigger points right on this stuff.
We've company.
Wasn't even worth it.
Let's go get him! See that? Bad guys.
It's another Venatori camp. Let's take them out.
Ready again.
There. Got them all.
And I drown. That's where my journey ends. Cue Saren's theme. More accurately, Q easy mode is now selectable.
So, how's being a lich?
Things that press give way to
As I was saying. So, how's being a lich?
things that pressed give way to understanding. The fade runs even deeper than I know. But it's different now, moving through this world.
I felt the same when I touched the stone. But what I eventually realized, everything I felt was always there. It was just me who'd changed.
Very sagacious and true.
A little room at the end of this. Go to. Oh, okay, I did go there. Trying to see if we could fire anything else off. And secret.
Get ready!
It's another Venatori camp.
Are we whispering? No, what's up?
What's all set?
There. Got them all.
Stand a chance.
Ready and willing.
Good to go.
Is that the last of them?
Try the trigger, one more spot, and then we'll move on to the next area. Okie dokie. Oh, Arlathan is done. Get back to the lighthouse. Go to the next. Apologies if this is not the entertaining stream that I've done. Like I said, and this is in the process of doing some final cleanup. Well, I should actually take a look, see where everyone's at. Okay.
Where was that book on wisps? I know I saw it.
Look at damn wisps.
You sure the Griffins will be safe with the Wardens?
It's not like the old days. The Griffins have a good home with Epka, Antoine, and the rest of them.
They won't try blighting him again?
No. Epka said there'll be no forgetting that ugly bit of history. And if anyone thinks blighting them is a good idea, they'll have to go through me to do it.
I'll have your back.
Thanks, Tosh.
And having a 6.5-foot tall dragon woman stand behind you saying don't blight Griffins, goddammit, is a compelling argument.
You've been quiet on your collaboration with the Venatori.
They were only useful for information or the occasional artifact. The rest of the time, the intolerable wretches kept going on about their wine cellars and summer houses.
They sound akin to some of Navarra's nobility, to be honest.
Depressing, isn't it?
As I've said this whole LP, Venatori are losers, and they have remained as losers. It's impressive. It's impressive how much more they suck in this game. I don't necessarily mean that as bad guys per se, but I kind of do, to be honest. Good job. You give shake. Nope.
Do a lot of elven ruins float like that? I've never seen anything like it. And I've been all around Thedas several times.
Not until recently, Solus changed something with this ritual. I know an elf who camped in some ruins, woke up and found that they'd ended up in the clouds.
How'd they get down?
Oh, they haven't. Too far up, but we send them food and water.
Ah, thank you for that new nightmare.
Because they don't have fly spells, at least as far as I'm aware, established in Dragon Age. Yeah, they don't really have any established. I mean, they're not above a big enough body of water. I'm assuming that you can't really get them down easily. Oh boy, that is a nightmare. I mean, I think your best bet at that point is you got three scary options. One, somehow someone could try and tame a large enough flying creature of some kind. Two, see if you are above a large enough body of water and risk the jump. Or three, like, no shit. Like, if you're able to send them food and supplies, I'm assuming they're sending them with, like, birds or, you know, some sort of flying creature of some kind like that. Honestly, the best thing you can do is figure out if they could tie a good enough line somewhere and just fly them up. I don't know, 500 feet of rope. That'd be enough. And just tell them to tie it off somewhere and just and just go get down. Oh man,
I need to focus.
just making you focus. The fact that they made it so that they track you. All right. Oh, I missed some statues here, huh? This will make sense. One. Let's do. Yeah. Okay. Oh my god, did I never do this one? Oh yeah, I don't see the rest of them marked on the map. Well, here, let's find out. Get rid of the one that was here. Yeah, I did it. I'm just going for it. Oh. 7 nearest. I don't remember doing one in here, so that tracks. I probably didn't. Find out.
If I'd been faster, quicker with the dagger at Weishaupt, Ghilanane would be dead now.
I was there, Lucanus. I saw it myself. From one professional to another, you did everything you could.
I missed the target.
You also pulled off the most incredible acrobatic assassination attempt I've ever seen.
Well, if you're going to kill, do it in style. Just remember the killing part.
Next time.
And jump up here.
More trouble. It did not go up there. Must not have. I guess so. Huh, you know. Okay, so there we go. Okay, now we've found everything. So now we're just gonna try and hit up a couple of dialogue points and see if they stick.
Trouble nearby.
Let's see. How about the beach? Oh, there's a couple points where we could.
We got this. No trouble at all.
Let's try this.
We're grinding them down. That does not belong here.
Okay. Oh, you gotta say Laconis. Well, that's all you guys have to say, huh? Video game, I know how to damage the barrier. Just because I'm not actively doing the most efficient thing to damage the barrier does not mean I don't know how to damage the barrier.
We need to throw these. I put them right where you want. Coming at range. They're too good.
That it? That's all you guys got to say? Whole lot of nothing. I'll try. We'll try one last stop. And I'll leave this area.
Trouble ahead.
We're dropping like flies. More! Attack again!
Beat the odds.
You guys gonna chat about anything else? The weather? Dragon that was fought here? Underwear everyone wears? Anything? Alright. Oh. Ravane done with. Okay, let's go. That stream. Things are still looking good. Good. Want that here. Acropolis. We'll do a save Treviso and Dogtown last. We did Arlethan. Oh, Hosberg Wetland. Which spot? Okay. First things first, let's see what everyone's chatting about. It's me. Okay. I'll just go straight and then hit up and down.
Sometimes, when I can't stop thinking about Syrian, I like to remember something nice about him. Or funny. So, could you tell me something funny about Shathan?
She hated apples.
Apples?
Skin always got caught in her teeth. She'd spend all day trying to get it out. Avatosh, this fruit is stupid.
Syrian hated spiders. I mean, more than most people do. Climbed a tree to get away from a big one once.
Yeah?
Well, the nest was up that tree, away from a spider, into more spiders. He refused to leave camp for a week.
Nice. And thanks.
Back at you.
That was sweet.
I'm never gonna get used to that sky.
Good, because it's not the sky. Emmerich says it's the Fade. Me, I don't know what to think.
It's on. Hugs. I would love to have a griffin. Get a lot to deal with on them shitting everywhere and everything, but I love a griffin.
Are you still determined to separate yourself from Spite?
Somehow. Preferably without killing either of us in the process.
Well, then I ask you to consider the dangers to yourself and to him should you pursue it. You wouldn't mind keeping detailed notes, would you? For the sake of knowledge.
But if I die, you can raise my corpse and ask where I went wrong.
Oh, the newly raised dead aren't always so cognizant of what laid them low. Life is ever precious, but good documentation, oh, priceless.
That's fair. Really fair, actually.
Ron has made a good impression on the Shadow Dragons. Tarquin thinks she's too earnest, but good luck changing that.
Okay. Well, we're actually going to end this stream here. I was going to go a bit longer, I was going to try to hit up another area of the map, but apparently I got a couple of things I got to take care of before the night is completely done with. And frankly, I am actually a little tired. Actually, about 20 minutes ago, when I hit the stream button, not 20 minutes ago when I hit the stream button, 20 minutes ago when we hit up Bravane, when I went to that area, it kind of hit me like a ton of Brits. I am tired. So, I had a very long day outside of this Thanksgiving, had a lot of running around to do and stuff. So, we're going to go ahead and today, like I said, it was meant to be a very short session. So, we're going to end this here. Tomorrow, what I'll do is for the first hour or two, we'll go ahead and do some last minute cleanup, hit up some of our spots, do that stuff on stream. In case we get some more interactions and, grab some more chests. It shouldn't even take me more than an hour, to be honest. And then we'll go ahead and hit up the quest and just continue on until the game's over with, I guess. Anyways, thank you everyone that stopped by. Give a watch. Appreciate all of you. And as always, till next time. See ya.